Yeshivat Simchat Shlomo Reb Lanu melech ozev v'somech elata elai harishonim acharonim elai kobriot adon kol toladot hayamula b'chol hatishbachot haminag olamo b'chesed Obiata birachamim Hashem lo yanum v'lo yishad Hama'oi shenim Hamekitz nidamim Yisiach ilmim Ham'urim Asomem Moflim כפופים ולך לבדך אנו מודים אפילו מלא שירה קיים שוננו רינה כמנגלה שפתותינו שווה כמחבר רקיע ואיננו מירה השמש וחי-ירח וידינו פרוסות כנשי שמיים ורגלינו קלות כאיילות אין אנחנו מספיקים להודות לך Adonai Eloheinu v'Eloi Avotenu. So we say thank you Hashem for waking up those who are sleeping and waking those who are in a slumber. Reb Shlomo for waking up our souls, for waking our neshama to the beauty of Yiddishkeit, to the beauty of Shabbos, to the beauty of longing, to the beauty of yearning, to the beauty of singing, to the beauty of loving, the beauty of seeing beyond. Thank you so much. And even if my mouth was filled with all the praises, can never begin 1 millionth, 1 zillionth, 1 trillionth to ever say thank you enough. Remember when I one time told Reb Shlomo, if you came down to the world just for me, it would have been Dayenu. And Baruch Hashem, we're here. And I really feel insufficient to talk after Ben Sion, Katonti, sitting in front of Reuven, all the beautiful work that you just put together. For those who don't have a copy of the book, I'm sure you brought a little bit. At the cave, it'll be selling. But a little bit, everyone has their own little perspective. Everyone met Shlomo at a different point of his career. Ben Sion started in 1959. He was Shamala then. And at Baruch Hashem, we'll pick up a little bit where Ben Zion left off. And since Ben Zion was talking for Rabbi Nachman, with your permission, Torah from the Kutei Halachot, and the pasuk v'tanefesh asher asu b'chaim. Now, a lot of times, we're all, Baruch Hashem, we have someone that we're trying to imitate. We saw a lifetime, we read a sefer that gave us inspiration to be like this. I want to try to internalize this midah, this attribute, this character. I always wonder, who did Reb Shlomo imitate? Who was Reb Shlomo? Who was he? A little bit, what image that he had in front of him?
He was an original.
So that's exactly. So he always did a tribute and the love. And my father of royalty, and my father told me, welcome guest. And when I meant to give kavod, there's all the kavod in the world, even for the lowest person in the world, there's not enough kavod to give, even for the lowest Jew in the world. But at the same time, I wanted to read this piece of Rabbi Nachman that I think really captures, and we could take and share a little bit also. And it's on the pasuk that hanefesh asher asu b'charan, the souls that Avram made in Charan. And I touched on it a little bit, Shavuot, but I wanted to see it inside a little bit, and there's nothing. See this piece inside. Description of Reb Shlomo in the early years. And we all know the famous classic, Avram Avinu didn't just come to Eretz Yisrael on his own, but he came with the souls that he had made, and we all know what it means he made. If you teach the son of your friend Torah, as if Kilo Asal, you makarif someone, tachat kan fe'ashchini, bring him under the throne of glory, it's as if you gave birth to him, Kilu Yaldo. And we always make the analogy between Noach and Avram. The Ohr HaChaim writes that was the greatness of Noach, by the way. He had no one to imitate. Noach, there was no predecessor, there was no tzaddik before him that he tried to be like. And that was B'dorotav, that he originated this concept of a tzaddik, a tamim, to Elohim et Alech Noach. Let's see a little bit about Avram Avinu. V'tanefesh asher asu b'chaim. Shemati mi Rebbe Yudel Sipo Dvarim Sheshama Rabbeinu Zechrono Levracha. I heard from this chassid, who was very close to Rabbi Nachman, must have been one of the older rest of the chassidim, who heard from Rabbi Nachman as follows: V'amar Avram Avinu hayalo gam ken yisurim gedolim mimasyot kelo. Doesn't specify what it was, but Avram Avinu went through a lot of challenges and a lot of yisurim from these stories. And let's see what stories he's referring to. Avram Avinu gam ken mekarev b'nei ha'neurim l'Hashem yitbarach. Avram Avinu had a special koach to be mekarev the b'nei ha'neurim. B'nei ha'neurim means the young people, the teenagers, the collegiates, to Hashem. He was mamish there for all the young people. As we know, he was constantly converting people. And Avram Avinu would come in the middle of the city. It doesn't say with the guitar, but the he would run into the city outside. Ay, Gewalt. He would scream out Gewalt, and all the young people would run after him and be drawn to him like someone be drawn to someone who's crazy. And he would mamish engage them in dialogue with them. A lot of the youth were living in different mistakes. Ben Zion touched on it, the communes in those years, and the ashrams, and all the Batei Avodah Zarah. Ava maybe took a course in Colombia, and he knew all about comparative religion. So Shlomo did, and he knew the secrets about how these different movements work. Because all types of logics that attract young people, but they're all from mistake. Avram Avinu knew all the different logics and theologies that all the Hebrews were trying to give over. And he would be able to prove to them that, I'm just bringing it to Reb Shlomo's language, that maybe they're holding a nice flashlight, but Yiddishkeit is mamish a torch. And mamish, my light is so much stronger. To them all the holy Amunah and the depths of Amunah in Hashem. And it started that a few holy young chevra joined him, holy Hippolach would join him, but kizakenim loy makayev. Some other Avram didn't waste his time or didn't spend his time or invest his time on zakenim, older people. כי הזקנים כבר נשרשו בתורותיהם הרבה. קשה להשיבה מדחמות. The older people were fixed in their ways, fixed in their mistakes, fixed in their attributes, and it was very hard to bring them close. It was dafka the young people. Everyone knows by Reb Shlomo was always young people, even in his older years, always young people that when nimshachim acharav, that were drawn to him and running after him. And he would travel. Avraham didn't stay in one place. Haloch v'nasoah, always moving, always going from place to place. If you remember, from Shechem, Avraham Avinu goes right away there. Picks up his tent. It doesn't have any permanence. And he picks up and he goes, Beitel Miyam, V'ai Mikedem, Hashem Mizbeach Lachem, V'yikra B'Shem, Hashem moves between Beitel Anai, which is Ramallah today. Then Avram continues, V'yed Avram Mitzrayim, he goes down to Egypt, to the Ervat Mitzrayim, to the Klippa of all Klippa. And he's able to do fixing there so that when Am Yisrael had to be Mitzrayim for the 210 years as slaves, there would already have been the tzaddik that went down there to raise up sparks, to give Am Yisrael the strength to be able to hang out in Egypt and to be able to withstand all the temptations of Mitzrayim, not to fall to the 50th. Avram went down there. And then eventually we were learning Mi'anoah together. And Avram pitches his tent. Comes to my backyard next Shabbos, all invited to Hebron. And you can pitch a tent there also. And I think the real beds and accommodations are already all taken. But Shabbat Chayesar in Hebron to live with the portion of the week. And Avram there, Vayeshev, there he settles. V'yiven Sham Mizbeach LaHashem. And they built an altar unto Hashem. And those altars were all about screaming out, telling the whole world, proclaiming to the whole world. Then continues Rabbi Natan and he says, all the young people would run after him. By Avam and Shotem, what happens once you start doing something good? What's a sign that you're doing something that's real? The fact, opposition. if he's not opposition. And you think Avraham Avinu had it easy, he also had his share nagdim, those who opposed him, those who opposed his ways, those who said, what are you doing to our kids? I mean, what was wrong with singing? No, that's Eichatun, but it's similar. Anyway, and what's wrong with the way it is? And let's read a little bit the left-hand side. We'll go to the fourth line. Vayaholech me'eleh, v'imratzu acharav. Abraham was on the move all the time, spreading God's elokut in the world. That describes God was the most unbelievable, and no one was moving to spray the beautiful fragrance. And Avram came and he started to spread God's beautiful light. And there, avim u'neshotem cholkim aleim. Sometimes the parents, sometimes the spouses of youth that Avram was turning on started to what? Argue on them. And they started to confront the youth. You guys are going off. What's wrong with you? How could you convert to monotheism? I mean, literally use the word. I mean, till they would what? Distance them very, 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 very much. So sadly enough, for the other Hasidim of Avraham Avinu, of course, Rav Nachman's projecting on himself. Many of his initial Hasidim had to leave him because of Shalom Bayit issues. There was issues with in-laws. And if you marry a Breslova, forget it. I mean, it's going to be two-way out. And imagine you go to Eretz Yisrael, you go to Asper Yeshiva, to Hatzion, and you enroll in Yeshiva, you move to the Moshav, forget it now. Bad enough you became from, but you became from to this extreme. And and only a few stayed, only the hardcore stayed with Avraham Avinu. The Nidbeku Bo, and they mamish clinged him, and they mamish went all the way. And they left maybe from San Francisco to the House of Love and Prayer. Avraham Avinu from San Francisco to the Holy Moshav, to Eretz Yisrael, to all different places. Avraham Avinu osek b'Akdosha b'Olam. And he would construct and write many beautiful Sfarim, Alfei Sfarim. Baruch Hashem, little by little, was starting to get this Sfarim out more and more, whether it's Shmuel Zivan, Lev HaShamayim, or Eben Shlomo, or Baruch Hashem, Ruven, and Holy Rabbi Joe, and who was able to put out Baruch Hashem new Sfarim, and Baruch Hashem now, Natan, a little bit putting out a play-by-play of Reb Shlomo, and trying to connect the day, the Yom of Reb Shlomo, where he was, what he did, who he met, where he sang, who he was able to be mashpia on. So many other chavra, Zivi, of course, giving little vitamins and little pills of energy and little the booklet and Simcha now, just a combination. A lot of the previous booklets, and Yachad, of course, and Moshe HaKohen, the Manachai V'Re'ai, all those keep on transcribing. No maniot in that, and keep on spreading. Who could bring out teachings. Anyone who can mamish put it out and to write up the Torahs, non-stop asked us, please, 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 up my teachings, spread it out, and let not without tooting my own horn, but at the same time, sometimes the Torahs were so deep on Shabbos that everyone was in a completely different plane. And I had somehow God bless me with a good memory, and sometimes after Shabbos I'd write it up. And I give it to Reb Shlomo to look at. And I should say, unbelievable, Simcha. Says that people, I share with Ben Sion, but that people who cut my wings, and and the other people make me too sweet. Yeah. He said, you mamish give it over. Lo pachot v'lo yoter. Exactly the way I want it to be given over. And he kept on encouraging to write it up, to inscribe. Send it tapes where he's asking my wedding tours. Someone has to write them up and get them out. The Chodesh, the fixing of each month, corresponding to each Shevet, the Tziruf of Shem Havaya, the different organ, the different zodiac sign, to keep on writing, to get out the Torahs, the teachings. So many young people, this is the Simaon today. Shiach Torahs, these are the Torahs that we really need to bring the great day. There's so many people out of the Petach HaOl, and they read a and they hear Shlomo Nigun, a Shlomo story, they mamish want to go in. And then at the edge, and they're debating, should I, shouldn't I? Should I, which world should I go on? Where should I be? And even sometimes, should I just be a parav and go through the motion and go through the system that I was brought up? or should I mamish go jump into the holy fire and to mamish go completely? Anyone who could mamish, inscribe, give out, spread out. Really, I think I'm the scheva today to be ambassadors of Shlomo's teachings, and to, as much as we can, obviously, to live the teachings. There, everyone on their own level trying to do the best we can. But at the same time, when young people who never met Reb see these Torahs and read the Torahs, it makes such an effect upon them. So this is a little bit, I thought, one of the great descriptions of Avraham Avinu, and mamish going out me'ir le'ir, spreading and teaching and singing, and mamish being able to what? The Bnei Anaurim, and sometimes the Miniyot. How many people that Reb Shlomo gave them that first spark and weren't able to stay with him for different reasons? 9 yards with him at the same time, but Reb Shlomo gave them that Shabbos and everything else. If you have koach a little bit, there's an unbelievable introduction. The Tam Sofa, we all know, many people know his drashot on the Torah, and he also has a whole Sheot Tshuvot on Yoredea. And there he has an introduction called Pituchei Chotam. Now, this is a little introduction of being a mashpia, and I think it also very, very much captures Reb Shlomo in the deepest way. And if we can, we'll learn a few lines together of this introduction. And it's a little bit small print. It's an old print, but at the same time, if we can learn this little Torah together, and I think it will be meaningful to everyone. If you can. So Chaim Sofer, if you remember, lived in Hungary, and he had big. But let's just read a little bit into his. Shabbos we read, why did God choose Avraham Avinu? What was it about Avraham Avinu that made it so special? I mean, why is Avram called Zer Avram Oavi? Didn't Yitzchak love God? Yaakov didn't love God. The seed of my beloved, Avram. What was it specifically about Avraham Avinu that he's called the beloved of Hashem? Pira inyan zeh noda lana mimama Hashem yitbarach. Ki yedativ, we read Shabbat, Pashat Vayera, because I know, Leman asher yitzav et banav et beito achav. That Avram would give over to his children, to his household. Doesn't just mean his physical children of Yitzchak and Yishmael, but I know he'd give it over to what? To his entire household. V'shamu derech Hashem. And he says, Ki dativ lashon chiba. Now let's go to the second line there. My eyesight is already going. Ki neflot avat Hashem la'Avram. The great, great wonder of Avram Avinu's God's great love to Avram Avinu alav hashalom. Atchalimei data ta'am bekirvam la'avodato. Avram Avinu taught all the people, and he brought them closer to the service of God. V'yisham de lo yota mikol ma'aseh hatov. U'zchut hanefesh asher lo la'atzmo. You would think Avram Avinu was great because he was the greatest, unbelievable the way he discovered Hashem, and Avram was great, his own personal perfection, and the way he worked on himself, the way he worked on his midot, and the way he became the ultimate, not just someone who does chesed, but his essence was chesed. The Shabbat, he sing the entrance of the tent, the heat of the day, officially exempt from doing the osek b'mitzvah, patam and mitzvah, in pain, he has sar, he pata from doing the next mitzvah. But Avram Avinu still, what was bothering him, what was hurting him? Not the pain of the surgery. What was the pain that was hurting him?
Couldn't do gifts.
Very good. I can't give. A holy beggar. I'm begging to give. I can't give. I'm begging to be able to share. That's the greatest side that Avram Avinu had. So you would say all these different things that Avram reached in his unbelievable. We attribute Sefer Yetzirah to Avram Avinu. He wrote in my backyard in Hebron. Or at least he said it over the Lamed Bet Netivot Chachma, 32 paths of wisdom that Avram wrote. And you would think that would have been his greatest attribute. But it says, no, why did God love him? Because of what he did for his generation. And v'hi she'amda lo yota mikol ma'aseh hatov v'zchut hanefesh asher haya lo la'atzmo. Ki be'emet gam lefanav haya yechidei skula sheyadu et Hashem v'dat rachav yechafetzu v'ato yishket hamid. Before Avram, there was also great Kabbalists, great mystics, great theologists, great philosophers. Nu milanu gadol mechanoch Hashem. Who was greater than Chanoch? Chanoch walked with with Hashem. From his unbelievable greatness and his Deikut Hashem, reached this level of literally like another Vavil. The Parda Chavila, the Chibrat Abba Yesodot. He left his physicality, he left his, everyone's created from Eish, Ruach, Mayim, and Afar. He was able to break out from that physical aspect of himself and just reach this great longing and yearning and come completely to Hashem. Chadam Yot Adam, and he left the ability of being a physical person. Et Liot Ke'echad Mitzvah Maram Bamaram. Hamdim et Pnei HaMelech L'Sharto. And Chanoch elevated himself to a great, great angel. He left the physical body. He was in such a level of itbodedut. Anyone who does but a little bit, you can have a level. I go up to the Arabite sometimes, and I'm from those who visit without getting to the halachic aspects of it. Everyone should ask your local Orthodox rabbi, but I'm from go up, and so many times when I'm there, yeah, mamish have this feeling of what? This complete nullification, complete pashtut agashmiyut, complete leaving of the body. But you feel your soul soaring completely. And that's why it says by Chanuk, Ki lakachoto Elokim. Lo matzinu ba'Avram Avinu shenitzrachech afroto kol kach. So maybe you'll say Chanoch reached this level beyond human. Maybe Chanoch surpassed Avram in spirituality and in holiness. Find Avram ever reaching this level of complete purification, body, of physicality. Achlo mitzad, amimut, chitut v'chisaron, it wasn't because of what? He wasn't so great, or he was less than Chanoch. Avram Avinu done what Chanoch did and just separate himself from people. He could have for sure been an angel like Chanoch. Listen to these words. God doesn't want more angels. God doesn't want people to elevate themselves to the level of an angel. And that you should just work on your self-perfection and leave a generation of people who are sinning and angering Hashem. Like the generation of Chanoch and the generation of the flood. Better for a person to take away and to minimize his own self-perfection, so that he could increase God's honor, to minimize those who are rebelling against Hashem. Doesn't say to make them religious, but to soften them, to and to increase those servants of Hashem and those who know Him. What does if he just becomes an angel? Is God missing angels? Doesn't God have God has thousands of angels. Billions and trillions of angels. Is this not Reb Shlomo? This mamish, I think, his decision to leave his own avoda in New Jersey and to leave from Tarvadas, Reb Shlomo Hyman, and to go out, and what the Rebbe Rayatz told him, go out and talk to people and be mabek for Hashem in the world. L'mayit mardav, to minimize those rebelling against Hashem, abot avadav v'yodav, and to increase those who will know Hashem. I think at the beginning, Reb Shlomo's goal was not to make people tayag mitzvot Jews, just to make them Jews, just to know that they're Jewish. It wasn't to make people full balei tshuva. It was just amish to make them feel like people, first of all, and to know ohevet habriot mekavan Torah. The first thing was ohevet habriot. He loved human beings. He loved people. Then mekavan Torah came with those who stayed with him to carry them to Torah and avodah and to learning and to Yiddishkeit and to being committed. But Reb Shlomo being mama'ait in his own personal growth, and sometimes putting his own holiness on hold in order to what? Be mabek for Hashem in the world. And this is what the Chtam Sofer says. Why? Why did I choose Avram? Why was Avram my ambassador? Because I knew he'll be the one to go out, to teach and to spread. He'll be the one that would be able to spread my Elokut in the world. And that's why Avram was my Oavi. That's why he was my beloved. That's why he was so special to me. That is why Avram Avinu was chosen from all the other tzaddikim. And that was what I wanted. Those who could skip down a little bit, and you see, smack in the middle there, he says, Ki lo tushlam chefetz habriya A person can't really reach, and the world can reach its ultimate perfection. If a person only who tries to work on himself, his own learning, I have to finish this, I have goals in learning, I have goals on my midot. But he won't work on fixing and being mashlim the neshama of his friend. Make a lot of students. Was also glorified in this midah. He loved people and he brought them close to Torah. And that was a whole avodah on him. Everyone knows the Kohanim. What was the first avodah you did in the morning in the Beit HaMikdash? The Trumat Hadeshen, the lifting up of the ashes. And lifting up of the ashes was done by the Kohen. He had special garments for that. And he lifted them up, and then what did he do? The Samo Eitz Al HaMizbech. And eventually, take out of the camp, maybe out of Sha'ashbot, dump it to the Nachal Kidron, and there to the pure place. So he dashens a long, long drasha that the tzaddik has to have this bechina of ratzah v'shav, of mamish moving in and out. One hand, the Kohen wore michnas sebad. What's the root of bad? What's one of the big avodot by Rabbi Nachman? This is what you started. You started Rabbi Nachman. He told it. A michnas sebad, you have to be. The tzaddik has to have a place to be mitpodet. The tzaddik has to have always just close up. He can just go to be by himself, and he can mamish be able to go and work on himself. Tzaddik has to have that Indian that he could go out from people at different times and just mamish go to be with nature, to be alone, to be with the siach hasada, the Shabbos, vayetze yitzach lasuach basada, to be his natural self. But then he also had the garments that what he wore them yilbash abisaro mi bachutz. Towards the end of this big paragraph, shetia the kabel kol adam lahatzalo b'fanav, the kabel kol adam b'seva panim yafot. That the tzaddik has the idea that his face should glow out also to greet everyone with that hug and that kiss that Betzion described. The havet abiyot the kavanah Torah, so he could love other people and bring them close. And that's what it says. The herim et hadeshen v'samoi tzalam mizbeach hadeshen. Tua lepachute hadat ove achome she'em be'erach hashalem kamo hadeshen. The deshen, the ashes, refers to those who unfortunately aren't on such a high level. The pachute hadat, sometimes they don't yet know so much. Ove achome, and the materialism overcame the tzura, that the godliness and the lakus is not so apparent anymore. She'em be'erach kamo hadeshen be'erach. Anyway, by day, midat itchabrut imabiot, asher yubash abesar mibachutz, v'nakel yuchal alot gam b'chut erech. So the tzaddik who went in, had that Beit Midrash, had all those years of learning, always knew how to a little bit go to that special quiet place within himself, his own little teva noach. Then be mitpoded. Then he could go out and lift up all the Deshen Jews, the Samoitz HaMizbech, and make them mukta, Mugash Hashem, holy and sanctified, and brought before Hashem. So I think these are the Reb Shlomo's holy imitations. Shlomo's as those who to be able to go out and to really give over and to really spread this great, great light. Hama'oyi yishenim, or make it sintamim, ta'nefesh asher asu b'charan, to make those new souls, to make those holy souls, to really spread Elokut in the world. And Baruch Hashem, we're all here today to give a little hakar tatov and to give our gratitude to Reb Shlomo for all that he gave to us, for igniting our neshamot. But it doesn't stop with us being united. We have to ignite and continue. To carry on, I shared in the past with Reb Shlomo, and Shlomo also repeated himself, so it's okay. He also told. But I had the privilege to be the last person to receive smicha from Reb Shlomo. Somech noflim. And we all know, and when you brought a carbon in the Beit HaMikdash, what was the avodah of the carbon? What do you do on the carbon? Smicha. Right. The first thing you have to lean upon with all your weight onto the carbon. I have smicha. It was Pesach Sheni, and I had asked Reb Shlomo a little bit indirectly. I alluded to if I was ready, maybe to perhaps I had a shul in Manhattan at the time, and I was always in his lifetime quoting him all the time. There wasn't a drasha that I gave. I was teaching a little. There wasn't a day that I didn't give over a story, a song at the end of class. And it was then very, very rare, to actually sing in class. Maybe Friday before the kids went home for Shabbat, but to sing and tell stories and have the kids sitting around the desk. And it was a very, very rare, and Baruch Hashem, I feel that very, very much appreciated. There's some other pushed me off. I was a little surprised. And on a tree of knowledge level, I knew a lot, without boasting, but I knew a lot more, and I had much more textual experience than anyone else in the shul. And I was much more fluent, and I already made a Siman Shas, and I got through Mishnah Berurah, and many, many things that I'd learned over the years in my regular yeshiva training, and I had a craziness for Bekiyas, and literally swallowing up Sfarim. Shlomo said, not yet, not yet. And over the time, Shlomo would send us people. For Shabbat, I lived on the Lower East Side, and people who, he said, listen, I'm going away now, I won't be around, this person needs a friend, please learn with him, give him a call when I'm away. And he would call different people, Baruch Hashem, came to us for Shabbat from the shul, from the chevra. People were starting, I thought about the Michnas Sebad, Yabasha Besaro, the Indian of the people who feel Levad, Vayavata Yaakov Levado, fighting for all the neshamot that feel that loneliness. And then one day Shlomo said, okay, this Pesach Sheni Simcha, we're ready. And we got together, and we all know Pesach Sheni is the headquarters of what? Second chances, new beginnings, new starts, people who were Tamil Nefesh, it has many, many different meanings. Tamil Nefesh means physically and pure body, I have to wait Shivat Yamim. And Derech L'Cholka means what? I was physically far away, couldn't make it, traffic getting into Yerushalayim. But somehow or other, one way or the other. Shlomo said, Tamil Nefesh means those who are closed off. Tamil is Lashon of Timtum Alev. The heart is closed off. And you could mamish be doing everything, but your heart was never open to receive anything you were doing. And Derech L'Cholka doesn't mean you're physically far away. You could be all your life in yeshiva, but Gevalta, you're far. You could do everything right, but yet somehow or other, you never ever what? You never felt close. You never connected to what you were doing. Shlomo says, I want you to be there for all the people who are officially in the system, but somehow or other never felt that closeness. And they need second chance. They need someone to open up the heart, to open up that closeness. Now, my father-in-law, Reb Shalom, before he left the world, that was the big thing, that smicha class, that smicha program. And the smicha is to be able to be hasomech noflim. To be able, somech means to support those who are falling. And you see someone, we know there's a mitzvah prika and te'ina, when you see someone on the highway that is traveling and has a heavy package and he can't carry his load, so what do you have to do? You have to hakim takim mimo, or you have to help him unload, Rachmana Prok, Rachmana Shaziv, Rachmana Rachamalav, and you have to be able to help him unload his package, his heavy burden. And then sometimes you have a Jew who needs te'ina. He needs to be what? He needs to be charged up. He needs to someone to lift up, to get him started again. And he's a little bit fallen from the road. Hakem takim yimo. So right now, this is the Indian, Hasomech Smicha. Shlomo says you should have shoulders big enough to carry all of Israel, to carry all of Am Yisrael, to carry all those. And Umamish needs someone to lean on, someone to rely on, someone they could throw all their burdens on, someone that they could always know that when they come to you, their Mamish feel recharged, and they're getting that second start. I had the privilege to share the same birthday as Neshama, and every year in the shul and Simchat Torah, Shlomo will give a hakafa. I said, this Anna, my whole, my top 10, and Simchala, and this was our hakafa. And every year Simchat Torah he would dedicate, always would give a sefer. There was only like 1 or 2 kosher sfarim in the shul. So, case, and this one who needs Kedushat Levi, this one who needs, this one who has a relationship that's not so healthy for them and needs to break away. And here's a Masechta Gittin. This one who needs to mamish get. By the way, and I'm saying this and without saying names, and if you know, just forget it after I say it. But there was a man there in the shul that was, unfortunately, fell into a certain non-Jewish woman. And he was going to shul every Shabbos, but he also had this relationship he couldn't break away from. And when Shlomo said it, mamish, she was standing next to me. This man ran up and he took this Masechta Gittin. And after that, he managed to break away from go the whole full 9 yards. And so many, many such things on that Simchat Torah. And a lot of people would walk out. The young people, wanted the dancing, and they didn't have patience for our giving out this farm. But so many people that sefer their Shlomo they needed, and that was the sefer that they danced with at Simchat Torah. And anyway, so this is just a little bit the smicha, and a little bit. I want to leave us with a niggin, but before this, take a little water, wash your feet, and rest under the tree. Take that little water and wash your feet. Everyone knows that mayim. Now, a lot of times we think that what's stronger, what's more powerful, the 6 days of the week or the world of Shabbos, the one sheep or the 70 wolves. What's stronger, the philosophies or a little ounce of Torah? Sometimes we think to change and grow it's impossible. It's going to take so much. Reb Shlomo knew how to take that mayim. He somehow always knew. I don't want to, but Ben Zion said the first time I heard a teaching from Reb Shlomo, versus a tune or a melody or a song, was Ishbitz and Pashat Vayishlach. And I came in the side of the shul there, and the truth is, with all my learning, I never heard of Ishbitz. Never knew the Mei Shiloach, never knew the Beis Yaakov, never knew Sod Yesharim. I knew other Hasidic messages, but never knew. And everything I was going through at that time in college, it was exactly all my struggles. And I right after Shlomo, afterwards, I said, "How'd you know this is the story exactly of my life? This is exactly everything that I'm going through." Mamish touched on the whole story of Yaakov and Mesav and the battle in Lavan Gart. You're doing the mitzvah, you're doing it just because from your father's house, or how deep is it? Yaakov was only just imitating his father Yitzchak. It was a whole. And Mamish gave me a smile and a wink. And again, the kiss on the head, and the same thing, you got to come for Shabbos. And then I didn't know Sammy. And I came for Shabbos, of course. At that time, it was to get things organized a little far. And Baruch Hashem, had a friend on the west side. We found a place to crash. But after that Shabbat, everything changed in my life. Whatever I thought Shabbos was, this was a whole other level. Whatever I understood from Perek Gadol of learning Lamatet Malachot and learning all the different prakim and all the different sfarim and Hilchot Shabbos, this was a whole level of mamish, of tasting the depth and the pnimut of I want to welcome my son Shlomo. He's named after Reb Shlomo. And Shlomo just finished a year and 4 months in a very special unit in the army called Duvdavan. He just had a ceremony Thursday night. We're so proud of him, and thank you for coming down a little bit. Hashem should watch over you and all the chayalim. Amen. Shkoyach, everyone. Thank you.
Shkoyach.
How do we?
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.